Welcome back, everyone. Tarryn the Traveling Trainer here. It is Saturday, March 21st, and I am back here for a second episode, I guess, on this playlist of this COVID-19 pandemic. And as you can see, I want to introduce you and show you where I'm at first of all. In the background here, it's a beautiful day here. Spring has officially started, and it's just wonderful. It's beautiful. I'm actually on set right now at my office, and usually when I do my video blogs, as you know, I record them in my office. I just figured, hey, again, it's officially spring. Why not come out here and take advantage of this beautiful day that we've got? I'm feeling a little better because, as you know, the pollen has gotten to me, and I don't know if you could tell from the background, but we had a nice good rinse last night as I record this. The sun's now coming out at sunrise, and it's just lovely. Spring is off to an amazing start. And again, I mentioned in the last video that was specifically addressed more so to my clients. I know that it's been a challenging, I guess, few days, so to speak, into here, the tail end of March, as we're quickly approaching the end of this month. What's really weird and very interesting, I think that I mentioned this to several of my clients and other people have observed too. You know how pretty much we always mention how, gosh, this year's flying by. Where's January gone? February flew by fast. That's not so much the rule of March, it seems like. This month is dragging on. In fact, I've had more people tell me that this last, week of these quarantines and this COVID-19 pandemic has felt like months now, and it really has. And I guess it's the old cliche of, time flies when you're having fun. And unfortunately, I don't think these are fun times right now in this past week. And I just wanted to touch on that here as I get into the video. And for today, I want to continue to encourage my clients to keep up the great work. Some of you have told me how you are getting your workouts in, and I commend you for that. And, since I put out the video, I guess it was Tuesday on St. Patrick's Day, so many things have happened in my life regarding personal training business. And I'll give you a couple of examples. Number one, yesterday I got my official email from the YMCA that they were letting go all part-time staff. The YMCA of Atlanta basically fired all of us who are considered part-time. So I lost my job with them. Unfortunately, they closed, I think maybe it was Tuesday or Wednesday, I forget, and they closed all the Metro Atlanta Ys. In fact, one of the Ys there in Decatur, the rumor was that one of the members there had contracted the coronavirus, and I don't know if that was a confirmed case or not, but that was going around. They actually posted it on their door, and that was interesting. That was the same day that they announced that they closed. So there's been that. Another interesting thing that happened was the Wildwood Athletic Club, where, as you know, Tarryn the Traveling Trainer likes to work out. And just yesterday, I was on my way to go work out on Friday, and I wanted to go work out. And as you know, that's the best solution to this right now, this best medicine, this cure to kind of treat this in our lives, what's going on. And they emailed saying that they were closed down temporarily. So that was kind of frustrating for me. I'll be honest with you, I didn't work out yesterday, and I came home. I got home early, and I did a lot of thinking. And as I'm sure a lot of us have had extra time to do so, I also attacked my schoolwork. As a lot of you know, I'm pursuing my PhD in sports psychology, and my goal is still to get that finished up by the end of this year. The cool thing about it for Tarryn the Traveling Trainer, two things. One is that the program being online, we're not so much affected as a student being able to graduate on time. So that's good. I've gotten so much more time dedicated to that. A lot of you know that my thing is that I usually am a workhorse. I mean, I train usually 60 to 70 hours of clients a week. That's typical for me. And 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And I'm usually just booked morning to night. And so this is definitely a change up for me. I'm going to be proactive. I'm going to take those extra hours of time and just throw it at my online school, and especially my big monster of the dissertation that I'm working on, which, by the way, I've not talked about that so much in my other video blogs blogs on my GoTarryn personal training playlist. But I'll do that for the benefit, so some of us can kind of learn what I'm working on right now with research. And the cool thing about it too is that again, with reflection, I thought about this, that when I first started my business, GoTarryn was kind of created in 2011. So what is that? Almost 9 years ago. And I had a lot of extra time like this. I got to do a lot more video blogs. If you go to my website on GoTarryn.tv, or if you go to my YouTube channel on GoTarryn, you'll see that a lot of my earlier video blogs were kind of like this. I would come out here and I would just kind of talk about different topics in relation to fitness, health, and wellness. But, again, I think it's kind of neat just to kind of come out here and get some time to talk to you if you are watching me right now. One of my clients, I got to credit them for kind of mentioning that I've kind of gone full circle, because another cool thing is that when I first started, my business model was putting all my equipment in my car and driving to meet clients either at their home, at park, or outside, and we do a workout at their house or an outdoor boot camp type of workout. And I've been doing a lot of that since this kind of shifted with this, quote, social distancing, which I'll talk about in just a few moments. So I thought that was neat. It was funny because I told my client, I was like, yeah, I've kind of taken a few steps down and fallen off a cliff here. But she kind of corrected me. She said, no, you haven't, Tarryn. You've kind of just gone full circle. I like her way of putting it a little better, so I'll take that. I also have to credit a few other clients of mine, too. I wanted to mention that one of my other clients, a great guy, he gave me a great idea that I wanted to borrow and mentioned that he took him and his family, and with this extra time, and he's going to be working at home, had kind of mentioned that they're going to be challenging each other to pick up one new thing and learn one new thing in their life to do, which is so cool. I think that was a great idea. So I'll kind of borrow that and throw that out there as a gauntlet of challenge to everybody watching right now. Be proactive, take advantage of these times, this extra time you have. And also another client had mentioned something that's really interesting that I thought I would want to throw out there that you've seen, but I didn't think about this till she mentioned it. And she basically told me that we were kind of talking about how does this relate to September 11th, on September 11th, 2001, that unfortunately horrible event that had happened in most of our lives, if you're watching this right now. And I was kind of debating this with my father the other day, saying which was worse. And anyway, what my client was telling me was a big difference, and this was really interesting the way she put it, was on September 11th, what brought Americans together was kind of this community of, okay, we've got to hold on to each other, hold hands, group hug, we can get through this. And we did as a country. America really did such a phenomenal job of coming out of that and becoming even stronger than ever. And what I think is really interesting and different, distinctly different, by the way, in this case, and it's so diametrically opposite, is that we not only cannot grab onto each other and hold hands, but it's the opposite effect. To get through this, the cure or treatment or whatever it is to distance ourselves away from each other, hence social distancing. I never even heard that term until this whole week passed by, and now you can't avoid it. So it's interesting, again, the way to fix this problem is to get away from people, to separate. And I think a lot of us know that in human civilization, that's not the way that we were intended to live. I'm not talking philosophically here. I'm not saying and suggesting that whatever religion you are, if you're non-religious, what I'm saying is, generally speaking, human beings, Homo sapiens, were meant to congregate, to be in community, and to work in conjunction and socialize. And, again, let's face it, the last decade, we've really seen the surge and explosiveness of social media, social networking, right? Well, this is the antithesis of that right now. What we're seeing is that we're supposed to keep away from each other. That is truly what the experts and the medical doctors and scientists and researchers have suggested, that we need to be careful and just watch ourselves, especially around others. And that involves, and again, I'm not going to insult your intelligence and tell you how to wash your hands or how to use hand sanitizer or how to have proper hygiene. What I'm saying is that was never suggested to us up close close and personal in our face. Now, as I record this today on Saturday, I want to throw this out there again, that if any of my clients are watching, and I said this last time to mostly my older clients, if you consider yourself older, but this goes to any of my clients. I've got a lot of extra time on my hands. So if you are running out of supplies and toiletries and any kind of personal items, groceries, what have you, contact me. Let me know, because I drive around a lot. I'm still driving around, training clients, coming here to Buckhead. I live in Smyrna. And so with me on the road and commuting all the time, so to speak, take advantage of me. If you need help and you just can't get personal items, please feel free to directly contact me and take me up on that, okay? I don't want you to be in a bind or feel like you're hopeless and not being able to get some help. That's what I'm here for. I want to offer that as a complimentary service while we get through this. Now, the million-dollar question is this. When is this going to be over? When do we go back? Again, Family Life Center, that's one of the big gyms that I train at. A lot of my clients, when's that going to reopen? When is the YMCA going to reopen? When's Wildwood Athletic Club going to open? When is your gym going to open? When can we go back to school? That's a really big one, especially the stay-at-home parents out there, right? Other items too. When is job functions going to return back to normal? When are sporting events going to take place? Again, this year we've got a big national political election going on. Is that going to be affected? And how so? Anyway, my point to this is that is a definitive question, and I think the biggest fear and anxiety, I was talking to my father about this yesterday, is that the fact that we don't have a date, unfortunately. First, I think a lot of places had said we're going to close for 2 weeks. You keep hearing that now with restaurants, salons, and whatever else kind of retail establishments. Well, if 2 weeks was the marking point of, let's say, middle of March, then that would suggest at the end of March or beginning of April. In my personal opinion, I said this on Tuesday, by the way, I don't think that the beginning of April we're going to be seeing everybody go back and return to normal. In fact, I'd probably say that, I don't know, I'm just taking a wild guess here, and it depends on which experts you believe, but it might take a few more weeks from then on. I gave some advice to other personal trainers out there this week, because I know that in the service industry, personal training involves a lot of hands-on, physically being with your clients, helping them out. And so we've got to be creative. I was just talking to a buddy of mine, Steve, fellow colleague. He's a personal trainer, and we were suggesting maybe thinking about doing some type of boot camp outdoors to offer the clients. Just different ideas. And I know Max, my other buddy, and Travis, they're doing the virtual personal training, and that's great. Again, whatever type of business model that we're going to try to shift to in the meantime, how do we need to get through this? That's what we need to do right now, and it's going to take a lot of creativity and ingenuity, and that's what we have as humans as an advantage over machines in being able to do that. But anyway, having said all that, this is what I want to talk a little bit about here and just get to my main point. A lot in the last week and a couple of weeks since this whole COVID-19 coronavirus has been the talk of negativity. We've had so much negativity in our lives, right? I'm talking about the news. I'm talking about our retirement funds. I'm talking about social media, the hate, the Republicans versus the Democrats, the liberals versus the conservatives, the pro-Trumpers versus the anti-Trumpers. It's someone else's fault. It's China's fault. No, it's America's fault. It's just unbelievable. It's ridiculous. And what I found myself since I recorded the last video blog, and I'll be honest with you, I'll be very transparent, I got into a state of almost, I don't know if it was depression or negative stress, but I was coming home and I was just not feeling well. I wasn't feeling like myself. And what I was thinking about was what's exposed in our lives during the day. A lot of us now, we cannot go to work. If you look at the traffic, especially out here in Buckhead, it's completely dead. It's like a ghost town. And so with all that said, we have so much negativity in our lives right now, which we don't need. A lot of us are just getting antsy. We're getting fearful about, are we going to be able to return to work? If so, when? We can't go to church to congregate. We can't go to the synagogues. They're all closed down. Our kids, again, can't go to schools. You think about the seniors who can't graduate now with a graduation ceremony at both high schools and colleges. I mean, you could go on, and it's just unbelievable. But my point of this is this. I had kind of an epiphany, I guess maybe it was, on, Thursday morning. Yeah. So about a couple days ago, I guess 3 days ago, this is what happened. I woke up that morning, and my routine usually is to grab my phone, just like you do, and get on social media, check my text messages, go on my email. And I sat there, and I usually have a cup of coffee, and I just took a deep breath, and I thought, no, I'm not going to open up Facebook. I'm not going to go on to any news cycles and turn on the TV and listen to any more negativity. I don't need to know that. We get enough of that. I mean, this whole week has just been dragging on of all the fear and anxiety and all the stock market crisis in America. The global economy is in trouble. It's just the end of the world. And again, for a lot of us, there is a lot of unknown. It's legitimate questions to ask of ourselves. So right now, for myself, telling you this, I kind of just wanted to share with you what I did. 3 big things, and I'm going to challenge you again. I told you on Tuesday, I challenged you to keep your workouts on, whether it was coming to me or doing it virtually through me or doing it on your own. But these are the 3 things I want to talk to you about and challenge you to do until I see you next time. Until I record. Mosquito bite there. Oh, mosquitoes coming out. Okay, sorry about that. 3 things. These are the 3 things that I did, and I want to encourage you to do. Number 1, try to do this. Don't get on any type of social media, please, okay? If you're a business owner, it might be a little tricky. I understand that. I appreciate that. But what I'm encouraging you to do is, at the very minimal, do this. If you get on social media, don't go through that news stream. What I'm talking about is Facebook and Twitter, those especially. Maybe the others, like Instagram, might be a little different because it's pictures and such, and maybe LinkedIn's more business-oriented. But I'm just going to encourage you to do what I did. Just don't get on social media. Don't get on social media, okay? Unless you want to go on YouTube and, of course, watch one of these videos or do one of my other playlist videos, that's fine. But social media, just try to not... This is the 3rd day for me not getting on social media, by the way, with exception to uploading this to YouTube, but that doesn't count. Number 2, try to distance yourself. You're doing social distancing. Try to distance yourself from the news for a minute. You got to remember this. I thought about this. The news feeds on negativity. Think about it. The whole cliche is like, oh, I'm not going to turn on the news, it's all bad news, right? It is. I mean, every time that the news is on, they feed on negative media attention because guess what? That's what feeds advertisers. And guess what? Advertisers are what produces ratings. And so to get your consumption of it is counterproductive, I think. So don't turn on the news. Whether you're a CNN person or a Fox News guy, either way, don't put it on, okay? It's all going to be negative. You're not going to hear positive stories about... you might. I take that back. But they're very minimal, let's face it. The uplifting, positive stories you get on social media are like a little slice of the big pie, which is taken up by all the negative, I was about to curse there, crap that we see on TV or hear on the news. And it's just hard. I mean, again, that goes for radio too. Turn it off. Tune yourself out and turn it off. Just give yourself a day. Just try one day like I did on Thursday. And then like I did on Friday, I encourage you to do it 2 days in a row. Like today, Saturday, I have not done those 2 things. And the 3rd thing I haven't done that I'm going to challenge you to do is don't look at your Roth IRA, 401k, stock portfolio. Just don't. Okay, stop. Because here's the bottom line. I would venture to guess that history would suggest that we're not only going to come through this, but we will come through stronger, just like past times have. And like things like our investments and our savings and retirement, that's going to go back up. Okay, now it's easy for me to sit here and tell you that, especially if you are retired or if you're forced to take dividends out right now, or if you're living off of your retirement. And I'm not suggesting that I'm a financial economic expert. I'm just telling you that what history has shown us and what, again, smart people have told us in history and what the smart economic financial experts out there are suggesting is that we will recover and we're going to get stronger too, okay? Now, maybe I'm clinging on hope. Maybe I'm trying to be optimistic, but just please try to do those 3 things like I've done. And I can't tell you how much better I feel. I feel so refreshed. I've got so much more time on my hands because, again, a lot of it, I told you I could devote to my schoolwork, which I need, especially that dissertation. And, again, I get to come out here and, again, when the weather's like this and it's a beautiful day in Atlanta, go for your walk. Take advantage of the parks. Go to just get outside, please. Don't stay inside. Try to get out as much as you can. And again, the challenge goes back to my clients as well. If you want to try some of the virtual personal training with me, that's worked out quite well. I'll be honest with you. That's kind of new to me. And I've had several clients take me up on that. And it's great. I think it's awesome. I really enjoy doing it. And I see the strong benefits of that as well. I think that it's terrific to mix things up. If you want to come out and meet me either here or at your place and we do an outdoor workout, we can do that. Again, unfortunately, I can't meet you at Wildwood Athletic Club or the YMCA or Family Life Center because those things are all closed right now, including, by the way, one of my other clients from this week. We had planned on working out at his gym here in Buckhead, at his condo, and we just found out that they closed their gym. Can you believe it? A condo gym, of all things. And so we've had to go back to the drawing board and think about some creative new things that we're going to try. Anyway, let's see. What are we? 19 minutes in. I'm going to finish. I don't want this video going more than 20 minutes. Let's see if I can wrap this up in 45 seconds. What I wanted to do is just throw the gauntlet out, get that challenge out to you, tell you we're going to be okay. I'm clinging onto this. Maybe this is self-therapy for myself. I don't know. But the point of it is hang in there. Just at times like this, you just got to hang in there and just breathe, think positive, get your positive affirmations out. And again, just we're going to get through this, okay? So again, to stay communicated with me, go ahead, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my other GoTarryn personal training playlist where I interview other health and fitness experts as well. And just keep going at it, and we're going to be okay. I'm sending you positive waves, and until I see you next time, remember, GoTarryn Personal Training is your time, your investment, and your life. We'll see you next time. Bye.